Their teacher. Next, I am going to talk about Geert Hofstede, five cultural dimensions, intercultural competence, and its role in effective intercultural communication, and why culture dimensions and development of intercultural competence are important for students of English as a foreign language. Five cultural dimensions Geert Hofstede. 1. Individualism versus collectivism. Definition indicates whether people prioritize their personal goals or those of the group. Example in Ecuador, individualism reflects when a person decides to take initiative and make decisions for themselves, and collectivism appears when the family participates together in decisions and mutual support. In summary, it determines how people collaborate and their level of commitment to the group. Two, power distance, high versus low. Definition, the degree to which a society accepts inequality in the distribution of power. For example, in Malash, where the power distance is high, employees tend to avoid questioning their bosses and strictly respect the hierarchy at work. That is, it influences hierarchical relationships and how decisions are made within a society. 3. Masculinity versus femininity. Definition measures whether a culture emphasizes competitiveness and success, masculinity, or well being and cooperation, femininity. Example in Mexico reflects a masculine culture, while Norway is a feminine culture. Yeah? Because it is prioritized cooperation, equality, and work-life balance. Defines the values that a society considers ideal in work and daily life. 4. Uncertainty advanced high versus low. Definition a societal level of tolerance for ambiguity, risks, and the unexpected. Example Portugal prefers clear rules, and France tends to regulate and establish. Affects the way a culture deals with risks, changes, and planning. And 5. Long versus short term orientation. Definition culture approach to planning for the future of, say, immediate results. For example, South Korea invests heavily in education, and Japan prioritizes saving and innovation. Marks the consistency and future vision with which a society seeks to achieve its goals. Intercultural competence is the ability to interact appropriately and effectively with people from other cultures. That is allows communication between cultures not only to occur, but to be successful, respectful, and meaningful, as it includes cultural knowledge, communication skills, sensitivity, and empathy. What is meaning? That is respect difference and adjust one's own behavior to avoid misunderstanding. The role reduce conflicts and cultural clashes because it improves mutual understanding and cooperation and also promotes more respectful and harmonious relations between people from diverse backgrounds. This knowledge of culture Dimension in the development of intercultural competence is important for EFL students. One, culture in languages connect to communicate better. Learning English is not just about learning grammar and vocabulary, it's also about understanding how native speakers think, interact, and communicate. Two, avoids misunderstandings and improves interaction. Understanding cultural difference prevents misunderstandings and improves effective communication. Three, prepares you to communicate in global context. English is a global language used in business, science, and tourism, etc. Four, foster empathy and cultural respect. Learning about other cultures foster empathy, respect, and open-mindedness. And five, makes it easier to learn and use English better. Understand culture's reference, use appropriate registers and tones, and I can communicate with greater confidence. That's all. And finally, reference. Thank you very much.